God damn, dude, what is this sweater doing? It's just really grabbing at him. Hey, dumpster divers, and welcome back to a new episode of I'm Sure There's Some Good in Here. So, last time we did our least favorites of 2023. This time we're doing our most favorites of 2023. I do this list every year where I ask you guys to vote on what your favorite dolls for the year were, what your least favorite dolls for the year were. So these are kind of like your votes. I tally them up. I ask you guys on different like social media platforms throughout, and then I just kind of tally the votes together and see where we land. Honestly, a lot of these I agree with. Some of these weren't even on my radar. Some of these I didn't even know existed, etc. But I think we should just get into it. And number 20 for 2023 is the Integrity Toys Silver Cloud Poppy Parker doll. She popped up enough to end up on the list. I think she's cute. I think she's very like, I don't want to say basic, but this is just like a very like simplistic, like beautiful, elegant Poppy Parker doll. I think she looks really nice. Didn't even know she existed. I haven't really been paying attention to Integrity Toys for a while now, just because they are so hard to get, and the exclusivity that comes with them kind of turns me off, and I've heard like the quality's dipped a little bit versus the price point, etc. But she's still a stunning doll, and I love the shoes. All right, number 19 is Carlisle Nuera's Pink Collection number 5 doll, which I talked about in one of my most recent videos. I think she's beautiful. I think she looks like
Dula Peep.
I think she is so modern, so current. I love the silhouette. I love the fashion. I love Silkstone so much. And, you know, like the whole like pink thing, it's like, haha, whatever. I think she just looks fantastic. That bodice is amazing. She has like these chunky jeweled like shoes. I don't know. I love everything about her. I'm really hoping I can get her at some point, because I think she looks fantastic. Number 18, the Latinistas and Naturalistas came up. When the Naturalistas came out, they were very like subdued but pretty, and then when Latinistas came out, they like experimented with more color, different kind of silhouettes and everything. And I think they're really excellent playline dolls for like the price point versus like the quality you get. Like they're heavy. I think they're just really good dolls. The fabrics are cute. The outfits are cute. And they come with like the cutest little accessories. Like I think one came with like a spa day situation and then like a vlogging set or something. That was cute. I have seen them in stores. I've seen them in real life. They're very cute. And then that Naturalistas boy, so handsome as fuck. Number 17, the Disney Store Storybook dolls, the ones that came with like the second outfit and all the accessories and the whole box, like reusable, recyclable and everything, and it has activities on the back. These were fantastic. I kept telling myself I was only going to buy a couple, and then I just kept getting different princesses throughout the line. They do come with like different body types. They are like thicker body types and everything. They fit into like a lot of the older dolls and everything. Ariel's tails can get a little tight, so they're a little harder to fit on. I love my Tiana, the one that came with like the little serving dress that's all pleated and just super cute. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm already ripping stuff out of it. Well, that's not a good case for it, but she is super cute. And I thought she was worthy of, you know, using up a whole ass Kaiser stand. Okay, number 16. This is interesting because on the least favorites, there were a lot of Monster High Skeletor dolls. But over here, we've got some favorites. And that is the Jack Skellington and Sally Nightmare Before Christmas 2-pack dolls. Those dropped and went so quick, and I know people were so excited for them. And for those of you that did get them, I'm glad you did. I knew that was going to be like a fan favorite. They were going to go fast. They were going to go hard. And yeah, they look cute and everything. It's not like my favorite Disney thing. Monster High isn't my favorite doll line or anything. But I can appreciate when something is well done, and I thought they were well done. Number 15 on our favorites, we have the Monster High Monster Ball dolls. Most of them were really well received. A lot of people kept pointing out Claudina. They really liked Claudina's outfit. I like the Cleo one. Every time I see her in person, I pick her up, and I never buy her for some reason, but she is very pretty. And I'm usually a sucker for when like a doll line does kind of like a prom theme, you know? So I get it. Like these are some of my favorites this year too. I think they look really good, and I think they're a good direction for Monster High to go in right now. All right, number 14 are the Disney I Love You Forever dolls. They're still doing pretty well. I know we lost some of the stuff like the inset eyes, and I think Did we lose some articulation or something? I thought we did somewhere like around the knees. I can't remember. And like I love those dolls. I think they come with some of the coolest little outfits. I think they come with the best accessories. They just have the coolest accessories. And they're heavy. They're like heavy, like tough dolls, you know. They are a little expensive, but they're accessible. You can get them on the Disney Store. I see them at Target all the time. Like, they're around, and like they don't immediately sell out. Like, you have time to look around and wait. And that Ursula one that came out, she looks amazing. And one of my fans, she sent me that doll, which is fantastic because I wasn't gonna buy her, the price point, but like she's fantastic, and I love her, and I'm so glad I got her because like it did kind of remind me like these are really good dolls, especially in the current marketplace. For them to be like such hard hitters, I think they do a fantastic job. Number 13, it's very rare that we get a Ken doll, you know, but we got the Barbie Extra Fly Ken doll. He was really popular, and then the line died. Aren't they getting rid of like Barbie extras now, even though they were just starting to get really good and more cohesive and kind of getting their footing? And you know, male dolls with articulation, hard to come by, especially in other skin tones that aren't just mayonnaise. So yeah, that's nice to see. Number 12 is the 55th anniversary Christy doll. I love the colors. I love the boots. She is very Barbie collector right now. Like, I could tell even by looking at her that she was very hollow. They do that hollowed out body thing a lot. But I think she looks fantastic, and it's a nice homage to the original Christy doll. And yeah, I think she looks great. But anytime they do like a collector Christy doll, like right now you can go vote on Mattel.com for the Golden Dream Christy doll and some others for a reproduction. And I don't know if you guys know how amazing that Golden Dream Christy doll is, but she is just top tier Barbie. Number 11, these were also on the least favorites list. It was the Magic Mixie Pixlings dolls, and they're cute. I get it. I like the mermaid one. She's fantastic. And like I said, they look like a mix between Failfix dolls and Enchantimals. But they're cute, and they're everywhere, and they're sending them in PR, and people seem to be really into them. They have a decent price point. They are like a surprise gimmick. Haha, like blind box, but you know, like whatever. Okay, now we're getting into the top 10 favorite dolls of 2023, and we're starting off strong with our number 10 doll being the Pink Magnolia Dia de los Muertos Barbie doll. And she does look amazing. All those dolls have been amazing since the day they came out. And I've only ever been able to get my hands on one of them, but the packaging is so heavy. It is so luxurious. It feels amazing. And then the doll themselves, it is that like Model Muse 5 points of articulation, but they are solid all the way through. And I love when Barbie does, like, it doesn't have to be silkstone, but I love when like the body is solid all the way through, and we're not getting like that, you know, like if you rub your hand on it, you can hear the scratchy emptiness of it and it makes your teeth hurt. Or maybe that's just me. They're a bitch and a half to get your hands on sometimes. But yeah, from what I remember from mine, she was just top tier quality, and I was not upset about the price point or anything I got her at. Number 9, we got the Mattel Retro Series Ariel doll in her blue dress. I was so impressed with that doll. I could not believe that doll was $30 and came with like all those different outfits, readily available, easy to get my hands on, like stuff like that. Like, that's more of what I want to see from Mattel, you know? Like, she's simplistic, but there's detail and quality, and it like I've said this before, Mattel could be that bitch on the shelf. They could be dominating the shelf. They could have like everything from like, you know, like normal fashionistas that are like budget friendly everything, to being like top tier quality for like a decent price point. Mattel has all the resources to make those dolls cheap enough for them to make plenty of profit. Like, they're fine. So when I see dolls like this, it's nice, but then you get your hopes up and then you get disappointed because, you know. Number 8, it is the Mariah Carey holiday doll. I think she looks good. I didn't even try to get her. There was no point. Like, I knew she was gonna go, and I'm not like a butterfly, I think is what she calls her fans or whatever. Like, I think she's fine, and I've heard that song way too much this year at work. But the doll itself, it's a pretty doll. We've known about it for like a long time now because we got a UPC code for it at Target last year. So we knew she was coming. She's always coming. Okay, so number 7 was coming up a lot, which is interesting, and I'm really excited that we're getting like something a little different in here to shake it up a little bit. It is the Shadow High Scarlet Rose doll. She looks fantastic, and I love her little accessories and everything. And I get it, she's a really pretty doll. Like, it wasn't just Shadow High, it was this doll specifically that showed up so much to be tallied up and make it this far up the list. And I get it. Okay, so number 6 is funny because it was also on the least favorites list of 2023, and that is... Jesus, it looked like somebody was coming right towards my window and I'm on the 2nd floor. Anyway, so this was on the least favorites, so it's funny to see it this high up on the top favorites, but that are the Bratz reproduction dolls. And even in the least favorites video, I was kind of like, not defending them, but like kind of like explaining why I think they're good dolls, because first of all, I love really faithful reproduction dolls because it does put a damper in like scalpers and everything. And I love that people can get like a doll that they had growing up, but maybe they like fix some things, modernize some things, so like the doll maybe doesn't oxidize as quickly or something, or you know, like you just, that doll's more accessible. And those Bratz reproduction doll prices, they're pretty good pricing. Like you get a lot of doll for the amount like they're charging, and I like that. And then of course we got Felicia, which I know is such a sought after doll in the Bratz community, and they were charging insane prices for her on eBay and everything. But I think like this is just, I don't know, it's just really good that people can get their hands on these dolls and everything. And so yeah, I love repros. All right, number 5 is a doll I actually have, and that is the Disney Store Holiday 2023 Tiana doll. She was a decent price point. She comes with a ton of details. She's fully articulated. She has a new face sculpt, which I think is a little bit more endearing to Tiana. And I don't know, I just like Art Deco kind of style to it and everything. Yeah, I think she's a fantastic doll, and they just really put a lot of attention to details. There's a lot of fabric diversity in here, like it's a lot of different fabrics. The little headpiece, I think they did a really good job on. And I've just been impressed with her, and I didn't regret getting her. All right, number 4. It's the Barbie movie dolls. Specifically, the Western Barbie and Ken and the Rollerblade Barbie and Ken seem to be like some of the more popular ones, but like the dolls overall were very popular. People loved them. They kept selling out. They kept being a bitch and a half to get your hands on. I was super lucky. I got the Western Barbie doll, the denim Ken doll, the remote control car, and then the 3 outfit wardrobe set, like instantly. Offtarget.com, super easy for me to get. I was so lucky because I know how many people wanted the pink Western girl. But yeah, I don't know if Mattel knew like how well those dolls were gonna do or not. Maybe they did, because like they kept cycling in pretty quickly. They did such a good job, and they kept selling out, and I don't know. I like the dolls. I do think they are $50 Playline dolls usually. Like they are hollowed out. They're not fully articulated. They can't sit that well. And that's kind of how I judge like decent articulation in a doll, is how many joints they have and if the doll can sit. If the doll can sit, it's usually articulated pretty well. If the doll can barely sit, it's very slapdash articulation to throw in and increase the price point. But we got decent fabrics and everything. And as the dolls kind of went on a little bit more, like Sugar Daddy Ken's quality versus like some of the first just Ryan Gosling Ken's quality kind of skyrocketed. Like there's more detail in the Sugar Daddy Ken's clothing than there is in like the other Ken's clothing. And then you guys saw, once we got the more accurate Ryan Gosling face sculpt, the Ken's kind of shifted to having better like quality fabrics, details, etc. And so that kind of like balanced out. All right, top 3, baby. And I love that these made it to the top 3. And that's the live action Ariel dolls. Specifically the 2 like mermaid playline dolls, where it's just Angel Ken's beautiful standard playline doll, no bend in the knee articulation, and then the one with the bend in the knee articulation. Specifically, those 2 were kind of shouted out the most when we were talking about Playline Little Mermaid live action dolls. And I couldn't agree more. I love those dolls. I think they just did such a fantastic job. Like, you can see her in my background right there. You can see the other one in my background right there. They're awesome dolls. I have just been thoroughly impressed, and that's the kind of like playline quality I want to see from Mattel, you know? Like, they didn't have to do a lot. They just had to do a good job. And Angel Kent does a good job with the limits that he's given. Number 2, I was surprised she showed up so much. She is beautiful, and I love her, and I'm so glad we got her. Monster High Generation 3 Abby Abominable. She came up so much. She is so loved, and I get it. She's so pretty. So pretty. And I loved original Abby. I love this new Abby. And, like, I think she's a good doll for, like, you know, $25 or whatever G3 Monster High is doing right now. And she looks fantastic, dude. And it's just crazy to me that, like, you know, that kind of quality can be achieved. And she looks great. Yeah, I really like her. So before we get into the number 1 doll voted by you guys for 2023, let's talk about some honorable mentions. So the first one is Fashionista 208, the Down syndrome Barbie doll, who was a partnership with some kind of Down syndrome foundation in the floral dress and everything. I just know people were super excited about her. A lot of people who have like relatives with Down syndrome or people with Down syndrome themselves were just super excited to have a doll like this, and that she was really pretty. And I remember she was a bitch and a half to get a hold of at first. Now she's on my shelves. I see her all the time, but I know she was hard to get at first. And it just kind of shows, like, and I've talked about this before with like fashionistas and everything, like, yeah, they're not the best quality dolls, but like that representation matters. And Barbie isn't just like, you know, doing 4 different things and you can kind of loosely base yourself off that doll. Barbie with the fashionista lines is really giving you everything, diversity wise and representation wise. And for $10, I think they're fine dolls for what they are, and I think they're doing a good job at what they're doing. Another honorable mention for the favorites, even though she was on the least favorites list, Claudia Schiffer. Some people were super excited, and I am so glad that you were, and I'm so glad that you got the doll you wanted and that you thought she was worth it. That's a really good feeling to have. Another honorable mention is Monster High G3 Claude Wolf. Everybody was super excited when he came out, and I think he looks super cute. And I love male dolls. I love when they're articulated, and I like when they have like decent fashion. And then the final honorable mention is the Monster High Skeletor Elvira doll. She was mentioned a lot, just not enough to like make it on the list, and I think she's fantastic. She's the only Skeletor doll I've ever really wanted, and I think I tried to get her, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, she was gone. But she's a beautiful doll. She's super funny, and I'm glad that they did Elvira. Okay, number 1 doll as voted by you guys for 2023 favorites, Vampire Heart Draculaura doll. I remember not being impressed with this doll because I thought her skirt was like just plastic boning or whatever, but no, they actually, it is, but like then they put like some kind of fabric on top of it. I had no idea, and I think it looks so much better now that I know that. Still not my favorite. She was still $100, but she was definitely a lot of people's favorites. And for the people who did get her and she was everything you wanted, I'm so glad you did. And I'm so glad she's your favorite. I'm so glad that she was worth the money to you. That is such an important thing right now with everything being so expensive. It's such a nice feeling to get everything you wanted out of like the money spent. That's so important right now. So kudos to you guys. I'm so glad you got her. I think she makes a great top spot. Like, she's fantastic. If I were picking one, that bitch right there, Playline Ariel with the knee articulation, top tier. All right, guys, so those were our favorites for 2023. I will see you in 2024. Thank you so much for participating, letting me be an absolute fucking trash ass dumpster fire. And I will see you in my next episode where your dad is now my daddy. You'll be my number 1. God, I feel like I'm holding an Emmy.